he said that the police here are corrupt.
Sous chaque 10 policiers en Haïti, il y a 10 qui sont volés, il y a 10 qui sont gang.
So, dis ça encore?
Sous chaque 10 policiers, il y a 8 qui sont gang, il y a 8 qui sont volés.
He said for every 10 police officers, he said there 8 of them are in gangs, 8 of them are criminals and thieves, stealing. You know?
C'est la police participe dans faire kidnapping dans pays.
He said they participate in kidnapping.
La police dans voler marchandises monde.
They're involved in stealing the merchandise of people.
La police dans disparaît monde pour faire trafic organes.
Yeah, they're involved in taking people and trafficking their organs.
La police dans vendre drogue.
They sell drugs.
Sorti sous gros chef yo, il est sous chef qui pipita
from the biggest chiefs all the way down to the. That's why he, who's led this charge, this movement of the Vivre Ensemble, and Jimmy always says this: unless there's a dialogue, unless Haitians can come sit at the table, you know, he's forced the hand of everybody, the international community, the politicians, the oligarchs. They're going to have to sit with them, or nothing's going to change. It's going to stay status quo.
I talked to the president. Okay.
You talking about Gary Corney?
No,
Leslie Volta. We should be parler avec Leslie Volta. He said all of those, they're all corrupted. They're all. They've all been in the power before him. They've all contributed to what is modern day Haiti. They've destabilized the country, like everything they've done. They've been part of that process. Leslie, of course, has been part of that.
Yeah.
Gary Corney has been part of that. They've destabilized everything here. They're the reason why there are gangs in this neighborhood and that neighborhood, because they've never given the Haitian people a chance. He said the only thing that can take Haiti out of its current crisis is dialogue. And you'll never get that. You'll never get that from Western media.
Are y'all listening to this?
Okay, he said there's no force coming from abroad, whether it's the Kenyans, Jamaicans, Americans, whoever, that are going to change Haiti. The Americans have proved that already with intervention after He said since Ariel Henry was deposed, that he's been saying that over and over and over. The only thing that can take Haiti out of its current crisis is dialogue. Sitting at the table, everybody, the poor black Haitians, along with the rich light-skinned ones.
How do we prove that he hasn't done all the horrible crimes that the ones that been laced with?
Okay, so tellement gen moun ki di ou fè se ou fè se la, ou fè tel zak, ou touye tel moun, se la. So, ki jon ou te ka prouve et tout moun sa va vwe?
Li sorti d'un grand pays kote ki gen justice, oui.
You come from a big country, the United States, where there's justice, right? Justice is. You can't ever stand on anything and call it the truth without it being proved one way or the other, right? He said he's put everybody and said, come show me a bit of evidence, a photo, a video, any testimony of anybody. They haven't been able to prove anything. So in a real country, with like the United States has a justice system, he would have just been able to walk scot-free and he would have been cleared. And then he could have sued for the defamation of his character.
Je suis même monde qui témoignait qui me démassacre monde. Même monde qui campait devant pour témoigner pour dire ouais barbecue a massacré monde.
He said there's never been, first of all, and he would like to see somebody ever testify in front of him, in front of a tribunal, that he ever sacrificed or massacred anybody. He said the reason, he wants the whole world to know the reason why they put this dossier on his back.
C'est juste parce que m'a gommé contre un système corrompu.
Because he's fighting against a corrupt system. That's it.
Quand on paquet journalistes, quand on médias corrompus, contre politiciens corrompus, quand on paquet oligarques corrompus.
The oligarchs, the journalists, the politicians. He's fighting against all of them, and so they're always going to say these things about him.
Raison que l'aime dénoncer ce système là. 12 familles qui contrôlent toute richesse à Haïti. Là, nous dénoncer, c'est 5% monde qui contrôle 95% richesse paysan. Ça fait mon qui est mal. Ils utilisent le système pour détruire le caractère dans le monde.
Those 12 families that have a monopoly on everything in here, like where the 5% basically run everything and the 95% have no say, no rights, no justice, no nothing.
It's interesting because Lamar, you know,
Lamar Sanjou.
Lamar Sanjou has $1 million on his head.
Yeah, he said Lamar Sanjou go $1 million sous tête li. Right? Vida Lom has 2 million.
You nothing.
You zero.
Ni Lamar Sanjou ni Vite l'homme, c'est oligarques et politiciens qui ont utilisé.
Yeah, so the oligarchs and the politicians were using those guys to do their work.
And that's what Americans want to know. If you have more power and legitimate authority, will you hold accountable gangs that have done very bad things?
Yeah, il dit peuple américain besoin connaître si ou même sous grand pouvoir dans men. Est-ce que vous fait nèg ça yo a comptable pour ça yo fait déjà?
Premièrement, faut qu'ils comprennent comment ça fait arriver côté où il est là.
He said, first of all, it's important to understand and know how they got to that point to where they've done or been accused of whatever they're saying they've done.
Tout le monde va dans son jour inviter l'homme qui a kidnappé monde mais pas monde qui mettait dans ça.
Yeah, so they see guys like Vidalom and Lamo Sanjou kidnap this, do that, right? But they don't see behind the scenes. And I've said this to you before about the real gangs, the big gangs that wear suits and ties, that put them in the situation to do that. And that are feeding money and guns into that. Vidalom, he never kidnapped people before.
Right.
Opposition politique face Jovenel Moïse là, qui oligarque qui ont investi en pile pour déstabiliser.
The opposition against Jovenel, the oligarchs then started feeding them money.
Yo te bay fite l'homme garanti avec le mensonge. Nous mettons kidnapper les gens dans le pays pour montrer la communauté internationale que Jovenel pas mettre sécurité.
Yeah, so they would have those guys kidnap people on purpose to show the international community that Jovenel couldn't govern and put security in his own country.
No,
so it's like a game.
Yo te bay nèg ça accès pour yo marcher craser briser dans le pays.
They gave them total access to do whatever they wanted and not be arrested or anything happened to them.
Right.
Les Jovenel pas là, nous même y a pris pouvoir et qu'il y a plavé dossier tout messieurs ça.
So when Jovenel's no longer there, they just wiped their dossiers clean.
Yeah.
Et puis voilà que même avec l'autre monsieur nous venons créer vivre ensemble.
So Jimmy said in that moment, in that time, that's when he and the other guys created the Vivre Ensemble group. That's
So
now all the oligarchs and politicians that were the boss of these said gangs, now they've lost control of all that, and the Vivre Ensemble group's together. And Jimmy is what you call the porte-parole president of the group. So he's the one, the face. He's the face. He's the president. He's the one that speaks to the public, to the international community, and they all respect him. Like from Izo to Lamar Sanjou, they all respect Jimmy for who he is, what he does, and they love him.
Sorry.
He said they all respect him because he's never kidnapped anybody.
Right.
He doesn't kidnap people, he doesn't steal, and he's never killed anyone for money.
Okay.
He said the guns that are in his hands and his group's hands, they are fighting for the change of the lives of the people around them. He said if the Haitian government was serious, they would come and have a dialogue and come together with the Vivre Ensemble guys and change the country for the betterment of the people.
So, I know this, and this is a very important point. So, to show legitimacy, because the world, the international community is saying he's the most powerful person in Haiti.
Communauté internationale, yo dit c'est eux même qui gagnent plus pouvoir en Haïti.
Parce que moi j'ai leadership pour moi réunir tout monsieur.
Because they see that he has leadership to put all the guys together.
Right.
Moi c'est moun yo pas acheter à tout.
And he's also one that they can't buy.
OK. Si vous voulez communauté internationale là pour bon monde, M'a juste commencé à faire job sale pour le gouvernement.
He said if he wanted the international community to take him for a good person, then he would start doing the jobs, the dirty jobs for people, and he would work like he had a boss.
M'a suspend parler pour la révolution, pas parler de
Then he would never speak about a revolution anymore. That's when they would love him.
Right.
Because he wouldn't be rocking the boat anymore.
M'a demandé de l'eau pour moun encore. M'a demandé l'école primaire.
He wouldn't be asking for clean water, for school for kids.
Moi pas jamais menacer oligarques encore.
He would never be a bothersome to the oligarchs
politiciens avec médias corrompus.
or the politicians
exactement ça au mandem.
or the media. He would just do what they asked him to do.
Pour garantir dans 1 an 2 ans il y a bonne image comme plus bon monde.
So he said if he lived like that, he said in a year or two, they would sell his image to the world as a great person.
So for us to change his optics, this really matters. If he can say on camera and tell his gang, no orphanages, no burning, no missionaries, so that the Christian community in America can come back. That's one.
Yeah.
The second thing, I know this is harder, but Sandru Gantier, he wants the road open. So the trucks can come. There's 30,000 people who fled Gantier, including handicapped orphans. Many.
Il dit qu'il n'y a pas 30 000 personnes qui quittent Gantier pour aller faire un parisien parce que quand ils ont pas de caille, ils ont envie de tourner Gantier.
They don't trust him.
Ils ont pas fait l'amour sans jour.
I was there when they were burning and raping people.
L'amour sans jour voulait moun yo tourner la caille.
Jimmy said l'amour sans jour, he wants them to come back.
Vivant ça m'a parlé l'amour sans jour pour moun yo tourner la.
And the Vivant Ensemble group is currently talking to him about making that a condition to where the people can come.
Nous négocier en pile avec pour nous faire prendre conscience pour quitter moun yo.
He said they've been negotiating with him for him to be of a good conscience and good faith to let them come back.
Mais Gary Coney pour carrer sous pouvoir pour le faire plus cob. Yo chaque jour propose à faire opération.
So Gary Coney, guys like that. So in the dirty way they play politics here, are always kind of, for example, pretending they're going to go do an operation there.
Right.
But they don't really have any intentions, no courage of their convictions.
Plus yo dit qu'il y a insécurité, plus yo dit la police a mené opération contre bandit, c'est plus élection pas jamais faite.
So as long as there's more insecurity and things of that nature, then an election will never happen. And the things will just stay status quo.
Comme ça, la carré sur pouvoir pour le faire plus temps, pour le faire plus
temps. And so in the meantime, Gary Coney will stay the prime minister, and all these other 9 council members will stay in charge.
Si la police à l'état te vle régler un bagay sérieux dans pays.
If the Haitian National Police wanted to do something serious in this country,
moi dit ça et moi jure sauvim.
He said on his life he says this.
Depuis nous avons négociation, dialogue à l'état, dans 1 mois. Ma responsabilité pour faire tout le monde ce qu'il est côté au dans le pays.
He said there would be a national dialogue to where in 1 month's time, everyone in Haiti would be able to circulate easy and go where they want.
Yes. Tout le monde Gantier a tourné la caillou.
Everyone in Gantier would go back to
tout le monde Kafoufé a tourné la caillou.
Everybody in Kafoufé would go back.
Tout le monde Gressier a tourné la caillou.
Everybody in Gressier would go back to their homes.
Tout caille nègres amis te prend, m'a fait remettre tout le monde caille.
All the homes the guys with guns took, he would make them give them all back.
Mais même fuck moi